Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted news episode, and this week we're covering a lot of stuff, which include, thankfully, the Silent Hunter results, the update 0.3.2.53, the update 0.3.2.62, and the mod digest. Without further ado, let's get started with this video. Obviously, this video has been made possible through the friends at Discord, meaning that if you haven't liked, subscribed, or joined the Discord, I highly suggest that you do that. But, with that said, let's get started with the Enlisted news of this week. The first thing we have up is actually the Silent Hunter event results, and basically we have a lot more people than last time, and when I mean a lot more people participating compared to the Fiery November event, we actually have exactly 40,000, or somewhere around that. More like 34,000 if I'm doing the math correctly at this beginning morning. But yes, we actually have a few more thousand participants, which is actually a good thing. Now compare this to the summer events last year, which is on July 20th of 2021, we literally had 212,000 compared to this year's 590,660, which is actually quite impressive considering the fact that it's only been a year and Enlisted has pretty much doubled, albeit I would also argue that Enlisted should be doubling quite faster. But in terms of the results, about 27,000 of you got the premium squads, of which they are the German Reconnaissance Squad and the British SAS squads, which I'm still using to this day. The 39,000 of you got the portraits, of which they're the German Saboteur and the British SAS, and more than 160,000 of you got the event armored vehicles, the hero soldiers, and rare orders, which is pretty good. And even 5,862 of you got all 24 tasks and deserve a gold order. Now, compared to this with the total number of people who participated, this means that actually not a lot of people participated, considering the fact that only a fifth at most participated in the entire event, which is arguably not that bad, but not that good. So yeah. Fun facts, the hardest event that we ever had was the brawling. Close quarters combat is quite hard, which is kind of funny. I thought the hardest event was the grenade launcher, but apparently I think everyone just decided to just pull out a grenade launcher and just murder people. Next we have the 40s getting 40 kills, and probably the top 50% of the team, which was pretty easy, I'm gonna be honest. And the longest one to get was apparently get 30 kills with the grenade. That's kind of surprising because I thought the longest one was the anti-tank grenade launcher. Apparently, I just took a game to get that 30 kills with a grenade. But that said, this is the Silent Hunter results. The results themselves are more interesting considering the fact that compared to the Fiery November event and the Battle Summer, it kind of shows you the progression. Just to give you a recap once again, the Battle Summer got 212,000 participants. The Fiery November, which was November 26th of 2021, was 556,000 participants, and this year's August 18th, 2022, which just happened just recently, the Silent Hunter event got 590,000. So Enlisted is starting to grow less, but that is the Silent Hunter event. Let's now move up to update 0.3.2.53. Next we have update 0.3.2.53, and for Xbox and PlayStation it's server update 15.08.22. We basically fixed the incorrect handling animation of some grenade launchers while standing, which is kind of funny considering the fact that grenade launchers, last time I checked, didn't change much. But while we're at it, we're also going to do update 0.3.2.62, and this is balance changes for squad modes for a lot of maps, and recoil parameters for the AVS 36 are now the same as the regular AVS, which is interesting. And both rifles have increased recoil control to ensure better effectiveness of automatic fires at more than 20 meters, which means that the AVS in Moscow and Berlin is going to be better now. Not as compared to the FG42, but more than enough to slaughter every German that you see in Moscow. And let's go on to the balance changes for the squad modes. These include Railway Bridge Invasion, Le Bray West, Omar South, Le Grand Low South Invasion, and all the maps, basically most of them in Normandy, which this time to capture certain strategic points for the Axis team has been increased, so it's going to make the attacking team easier. Maps like on Berlin have more time to capture certain points from attacking Allied team, that has been increased. For Communist Street Invasion, time to capture certain strategic points for the attacking Axis team has been reduced. Ministry Garden, Horman Goring, Strauss, Le Bray Invasion, Omar South. Some of these maps have time to capture certain strategic objectives from the Allied team has been reduced, and a lot of maps that have balance changes, including Lone Fighters mode, which I'm not gonna get into because there's a lot. And honestly, these balance changes, I don't really think they really affect the gameplay too much. Really, it just kind of shows you that Enlisted is tweaking some stuff left and right. But that said, let's go to the mod digest. The final thing as of this week is actually the mod digest, and this is basically explaining Berlin, and this time we are experiencing the most interesting missions for our talented content creators. You know the drill by now. And the first one we have up is Full Scale Night by Night Voyager CN, and at first glance this is basically Berlin but at night, and it's actually pretty interesting, I think. Furthermore, this mission is not abandoned and it receives updates and expansions, so basically a lot of more spaces to fight, which is actually quite interesting. I've been the main proponent of making the maps as big as they can, and basically make it more strategic level, tactical, strategic level fighting, more compared to the brawl that we have. But yeah, I hope someone actually does that, and I'll be pretty happy. Preferably in Tunisia, because it's mostly open flat plain, and or in Normandy, so we can actually coordinate troop movement. Anywhere is actually kind of fine, considering the fact that any map is pretty good, but I honestly hope that someone actually makes a map that considers tactics and strategy. But that said, let's move on to Sea Battle by Sky Kriyami. And this is basically a ship on fire. What the heck? Okay, this is a floating ship in the sky, and you basically have amulets to fire at the enemy ships. Honestly, my question is, why can't you just make them in the water? Like, you might as well just put Imperial Star Destroyers on sky, like at that point. But that said, if you guys haven't watched my videos on how to make the mods yourself, I highly suggest that you do. But that said, this is the end of this week in terms of the news. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. And I'll see you next week for the next week's Enlisted News Weekly. Now before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I will be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.